Hello guys, every good name is taken here, and welcome to another video. And I'm just making this quite spontaneously and quickly, and it's gonna be about the SU-130PM as it just hit the shop today. And so I played it a bit on the test account or the press account, and I'm just gonna make a short review now. I've played about 10 games, I think. I got one ace out of it, and we're gonna play a live game as well. So why don't we just jump right into it? Yeah, that would be better. So the SU-130PM, as the name suggests, has a 130mm gun with therefore 460 alpha damage, which is exactly the same as the Scorpion G, which is what we're gonna be comparing it to. You got 245mm of AP pen, which is pretty much the same as the Scorpion, just 1mm less. And your premium rounds are heat with 318mm of penetration, 390 alpha damage, and the heat is slightly better than the APCR of the Scorpion. And because it's heat, it's not losing pen over distance, so that's quite neat. Your reload is roughly 10.4 seconds if you use a gun rammer like I do. Your shell velocity is 1000, which is better than the Scorpion, so snapshotting will be easier. Your aim time is 2.1 seconds, which is worse than the Scorpion by quite a margin. Ignore that shot. It's about 20% worse. You got a dispersion of 317 without any equipment, which is also worse than the Scorpion. You got 1 degree more gun depression, 7 instead of 6, which is quite nice, but here's where the tank is interesting. You have a not fully rotatable turret. In fact, it goes 70 degrees to the right and 70 degrees to the left, giving you an aiming arc or gun arc of 140 degrees and not a full 360. You got 50 kilometers top speed forwards and 20 backwards, making you slower than a Scorpion, at least in forward speed. You got a way worse engine of only 500 horsepower instead of the 700 the Scorpion has. But because you weigh way less, because Scorpion has the Panther chassis, your power to weight ratio is actually 20% better at 21.8. So your acceleration is way quicker. What else can we talk about? Your camo is way better in this tank as it's smaller and just more flat. So it's gonna make it just a bit more sneakier than if you played Scorpion. Of course, you have no armor like the Scorpion, so that's not even worth mentioning. You can just HE this thing anywhere. Yeah, that's basically it about this tank. It maybe the hit points, it has 50 less with 1010 standard over the 1150 that the Scorpion G has, but it's just a little bit. It doesn't really make a difference. And yeah, that's basically it. We're just gonna be finishing off this replay here. We're on 2k damage, gonna make that 2.5 now on that Mauerbrecher. And yeah, this game has been quite okay-ish, I'd say. I was a bit lucky here with that Lycan just not being able to pen me with HE. But, I mean, you're gonna have to take these RNG chances if they are given to you, and that's what I did. And yeah, 3.4k damage, we are not gonna get anything more here, so let's just speed up the process as my platoon mate has finished him off. And we got 3 kills here, not really a good ace with 1100 damage, but it's okay, I'd say. And yeah, I've played a couple games now. Let's get over the equipment that I use. So consumables provision is just normal. This is my ammo loadout. You got great pens, so heat is rarely ever needed, and I'd just like to have 5 HE. Then, of course, gun rammer. Your pen is way more than enough. You don't want to ram in this thing, so defense system is needed. Camo net to give you just way more camo as well. Then aim time, because what I've noticed in this tank, the aim time is awful. Jesus Christ, do I hate the aim time. You got no armor, so improved assembly. I'm going for just a little bit more on everything. You could of course also go for this because you don't have a fully rotatable turret. So this might be helpful if you don't want to get COD'd. I just like to go for this instead. Then just getting that aim time down even more, toolbox and then delivery system just makes it a little bit nicer. And let's just head into a live game to see how it performs. So we end up on Alpenstedt here in a tier 8 game with some tier 7s. And depending on our spawn, this should be pretty good. And we actually got the spawn I'd like to play on. I'll definitely go for that bush over there, as long as the team is also going to be playing on that side. And now you can have a look at the mobility. It's pretty okay. The acceleration, as I said, is really good. Already up to 45. Not too bad. And because this thing has 7 degrees of gun depression, you can just do a tiny bit more than what a Scorpion can. And so I'm gonna set myself up here and hope that someone will come out. I of course don't want to overextend myself even in the slightest, because this thing has no armor. Good shot there onto the AT-15. Yeah, you can see the aim time. It's really not the greatest on this tank. I've played a couple of, or quite a lot of tier 10 mediums lately, so it really feels sluggish. But if you're used to low aim times, then this tank should not be a problem whatsoever to adapt to. Good shot there into the turret of the FCM. Of course, that thing has no armor there, so that is an easy pen. And we just lost 2 tanks over there. That's not really what I'd like to see on this map. So we gotta have to help out some more over there. Gonna put 1 more into that guy, and then I'm gonna reposition immediately. Because I don't know how long that RU is gonna hold up for. So let's just go over here, see if we can put that max roll in. It actually was a max roll. Quite fortunate there, I guess. Let's bait him out. He's not moving away. Snap him. No time to fully aim there. The FCM is gonna be the next target here. Let's see if we can pick him up. Wasn't needed. She redid the job. And this should be a win here, as long as it's not gonna end in a disaster. Which might end up happening, but we don't want that to happen, of course. Quick snapshot there into the type, finishing him off on 2.7k damage now. Interesting that a smasher says gold new, but let's ignore it. Unfortunately missed the cupola there of the AT-15, who picks up our defender. P-44 there just ramming into the Tiger. Basically securing the victory now. Not ram into him. We still are full HP, as we played very carefully in this game, so we can play quite aggressively now. Aim for that cupola. Get our last bit of damage in and do 3.2k damage in this tank. Quite a good result. And the tank is not bad, I have to say that. It really is a good tank, if you know how to play it well. But granted, you can say that to any tank. We had a good shot ratio. We could have hit a couple more, but I guess it was a good game to show how you could play this tank. In my eyes, because I hear many calling it, it's not OP. It really isn't. Especially the aim time is really something that holds this tank back. So if you're not familiar with it, just don't touch this tank. If you have a Scorpion G, don't touch this tank. I'm also not gonna go onto the topic that this thing is in crates. Just don't touch this tank if you don't have the money to really get it. And even if you have a Scorpion, you really don't need this. It's basically just a little bit different, but not different enough to really be worth it in my eyes. And yeah, this was it from me for this quick video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you all again next time. Bye bye.